how can I stop resenting him for past behaviors so I can get my libido back?
Okay, tell me more.
So we've been together for 10 years. We have a blended family, very busy, 4 kids together. And so we have 2 little ones. And so we're just constantly busy. My son, I kind of felt like he was a redheaded stepchild. He wasn't treated fairly or the same as his daughter, in my opinion. And he felt I was too soft on him, and so he was the latter. He was extremely rough on him. It really, really became like the middle of our, arguments and everything like that. So about a year ago, I allowed my son to move out with my father. He's only about 5 minutes away, but it was just better on my son's mental health, and I wasn't really sure what to do because I have my other 2 little ones at home. Since then, they've actually...
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was hard.
So you chose this new husband over your son?
Well, that's where I was struggling with back and forth because...
There's no struggle here.
I guess ultimately, yes.
Why?
I was really looking out for the 2 little ones. I wasn't sure what to do as far as do I leave with them too?
Yes.
He wasn't treating anybody else that way. Yeah.
I mean, you started this call telling me how wonderful he is and how much you love him. But you had to send away your son. Do what?
Yeah. I mean, because things have changed, and they're actually probably the best in our marriage.
So is your son back with you?
Between him and my son. My son's 18 now.
Okay.
And he's actually doing really, really well. And so I look at this as it actually ended up being really, really good for him and for everybody involved. And I hate that it had to get to that point. And I wasn't really sure what else to do as far as my 2 little ones. They just butted heads. It was 2 males in the house, and it just wasn't good for either one of them.
It's not just because there were 2 males in the house. It's because you had...
Okay.
I don't need to get into it, but so... Yeah, until you address that elephant in the room, your body's always going to try to protect yourself from him. Of course you don't have sex with him. He's not safe.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've told him this too, that, because what I've been going through recently is like I've been trying like to find what was like wrong with me, like hormones. I got them checked. Like I've tried all these things and I'm totally fine. So I told him, I said, it's, I think I'm just resentful for you and how you were in the past, and I'm trying to figure out how to get over that.
I don't think he's any safer.
Okay.
Tell me how he is.
I have more of a voice now, I guess. And I've told him that, some of the behaviors aren't acceptable. And so he's changed those. He's great with our little kids. He's very involved with the community and soccer and sports and his daughter and everybody. And so he's there. He's present. He's, works, hard and provides for us. And he goes to all of our kids' events and things like that. They love him. I mean, he's great.
I know, but Emily, you just gave me a list of 2 things. Reasons other people like him and things he's doing for other people.
Mm-hmm.
How is he making you feel seen and loved and safe and playful and known?
Well, there are things that I do think that he doesn't, like he won't help around the house when it comes to like things I'm asking him to do.
Like what?
But he will like the dishes, do the dishes.
So when you say, hey, we've got 2 little kids, I got to go do bath time and bedtime, will you grab the dishes? He goes, nah, I'm not doing that.
Sometimes he'll say that he's got things he's got to work on trying to build multiple businesses. And it's not really in the moment. I'm just doing things. It's more after the fact when we have a conversation. And I'm like, can't you just, pick up around the house a little bit more? Can you just help me with this? And I said, why don't you like the dishes? He's like, I just don't like them. I said, well, I don't either.
He must not like sex either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a hard time with it because I am in a good place for the most part, and I want to. I just have zero desire, and I know that it's got to be because of all of these things, and I don't know what to do or how I can help each other and communicate to where we can figure this out.
I mean, if I'm being fully straight up with you, I don't know. I would need to talk to him to get a fuller picture. But the story you're telling me is the perception of other people is very important to him.
That's fair.
The reality and or the fantasy about these multiple businesses he's going to try to put together and run is very important to him. His biological daughter is important to him. And that's it. You, on the other hand, should be grateful that you got such a good provider. There's some women stuff you need to do. And I just don't like to do that crap. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, so part of me struggles because I think about all the other things that he does do. It's just these few things that, like, I'm tired, so I tell him, if you would do the dishes, and then it might not be 9:30, 10 o'clock at night when you're ready to go, but there are a lot of things. He works from home, and he does a lot of things around, like, we live on a farm, and he works out in there and everything too. So I don't want to be ungrateful for those things. So I don't know what kind of balance of our household chores is appropriate.
It's not about the chores. It's about you have a partner that just wakes up and does whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. And you wake up and do what has to be done.
Yeah, I have a long commute to work and back.
Why are you working if there's these multiple businesses that are going so well?
Well, we just started. We're launching in the fall.
Oh, so these aren't businesses that are making money?
Well, one of them is sort of, not yet.
Here's what I hear. You've got it really ingrained in your head that you want things to be different, but you don't really want them to be different.
Okay.
Is that fair? Here's the thing. You want to sleep with him. You want to think about sleeping with him. You do not want to take him on. You want a partner who actually walks around the house with eyes wide open and says, here's what we need in this house. You may have heard me talk about Emily Nagotsky's great work about the ons and the offs. Here is the brake pedals and the gas pedals. And instead of saying, like, what's wrong with me? Why won't my libido work? And by the way, you went to the doctor, which I applaud you. That's the place to start. And all your tests came back like, nope, you're ready. Your body's working great.
Mm-hmm.
Then if your whole house is stop signs, because there's dirty diapers over here, there's laundry over here, there's clothes over here, there's dishes in the sink piled up, and you got a guy sitting at his computer, quote unquote, working on some businesses that are going to start in the fall, and you left a long commute, you just got home, and you have another full-time job at home, and he's like, I just don't do that crap. That's a house that is just full of stop signs. Your body.
He also has a full-time job too.
Do what?
So those businesses are on. He also has a full-time job too. So he has all those, the business ventures. I mean, I'm on board with those. I understand that it takes sacrifice, but I get what you're saying with the other stop signs, because everything you just said is completely fair.
So here's what I would tell you. And let's be not. I want to honor him. That, like, I'm going to trust you. He's been doing a lot of work. He's really working hard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Often when a guy feels like, I don't know what I'm doing at my house, they just go to work because it's the one place in their life where they feel successful. And so maybe he's trying and trying and trying because that's the only path he knows to self-worth and value is, I need to have a business making this much money. Or that could be the place where he hides. Only you know that and only he knows that. But there's you're making a lot of excuses for you and for him and for the house. I think the bigger question is you and him both getting on the same page. Because great, go start 14 businesses. Who cares? It may just not be right now.
Yeah.
Or to put it in my house language, my wife told me at the beginning of last year, the greatest way you can love me is do not write a book this year. Done. And hot off 2 number 1 bestsellers, I can promise you the publishing division of where I work sat down and said, are you ready to go again? And I said, nope, I'm taking 18 months off. Because yes, I want to write a book. Yes, it supports my family. Yes, it helps do all kinds of things for us. And it takes away a lot. It wasn't the right season for it. But that's because we come back to the table and say, what season are we in right now? What's best for both of us right now? How can I love you right now?
Yeah, I've told him that too, that there's, he's just too busy for us. And he's more passionate, in my opinion, about the community and these other kids and soccer and things like that, he doesn't have enough time, or when he gets home from practices and everything like that, it's already like bedtime.
Okay. Then other people in the community are getting first fruits.
Yeah.
And if you've had that conversation, that's really tough to stomach because he looked at you and said both through his words and through his actions, you're 7th on my list, honey. And I hate that for you. I mean, golly, it breaks my heart for you. I don't know another path for you other than to have one final conversation where you say, this is what must be true. I need some yes or no answers for you. Are you willing to not do so much soccer so that you're home and present with me in the evening so you can help around this house? Yes or no? Are you willing to pause a couple of these businesses that are more long-term? Maybe get ready to start one of them in the fall. We're going to pause a couple of these other ones because we have 2 really young kids, plus your daughter here. We just got a lot going on. Plus, I have a long commute and a full-time job. Are you willing to plug in here? And I don't know how, you don't know how, we're going to both figure it out together. Are you willing to do that, yes or no? And just go down the list of what you need and what you want. And I say one last conversation. You can decide this is just the life you have. This is the life you want to live. And you can want to have to be intimate with this dude, but you're not having the conversations and the direct impact and taking him on and him circling around and saying, you're right, man. Forget all these businesses. I want you. I just don't know how to do that. Right? You can make peace with that life if that's the life you want. I will high five you. But I don't want you to stop beating yourself up because it's not something else. It's just a tough mess that I feel like the reckoning conversation has already happened. You just haven't heard it yet. Or he seems like he's been really clear to you. Here's what's going to be true in my house. I'm doing all this other stuff. Period. End of story. I know you want me to do dishes. I don't really like doing that. I know you want me to do X, Y, Z. I don't really like doing that. I know you want me to some help around that. I ain't doing that. So it sounds like y'all had those conversations, but at least for me, I'd want to make sure I had it super clear, yes or no. Are you in or are you out? And if you're out, then you have some choices to make. And if you're in, y'all got some choices to make. And if he wants to call in, I'd love to talk to him. I've been a guy who's stuck and not knowing what to do next, so I just work harder. And I just have more schemes and dreams and let's crank this up. Let's try this out. And really, my wife was just saying, dude, will you help with the dishes and come sit on the couch with me, please? It's hard. It's hard. I got compassion for the dude. But y'all got some hard decisions to make.